I love the way they feel now. There's no more tight cuffs clinging onto my ankles.
Hi everyone, welcome to Ooni Crafts. If you are a crafter who owns a mini sewing machine and if you like helping your planet, you've come to the right place because Ooni Crafts is a craft and home improvement channel committed to donating a percentage of all ad revenue to charities of your choice. For more details, please click on the About section of Ooni Crafts and check out the channel banner for all the charities that you have helped raise money for. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you how to quickly hem your pants or trousers using your mini sewing machine. So even if you are a beginner sewist who has never hemmed trousers or pants before, by the end of this video, you will leave feeling confident in your ability to do just this. Let's get started.
So these are the jogging buttons, as you can see. I bought them on a sale from a local supermarket, so nothing expensive at all. They just looked comfortable, which is why I bought them. But as you can see, the lower end of the trunks has got these really wide elastic cuffs on them. And not only does this add to the overall length of the trousers, it's also kind of irritating against the skin, and I just don't like the feeling of having cuffs around my ankles. So the plan today is to shorten the trousers by removing the cuffs and then hemming the bottom end of the trousers. So here, as you can see, that the elastic is serged onto the length of the trouser, or the trunks of the trousers. And instead of taking a seam ripper and ripping the cuffs away from the trousers stitch by stitch, I just decided to quickly cut them away. So here I am, I'm trying to find the edge closest to the cuffs, and taking my sharp scissors, I made an incision in the fabric, and then simply using the tip of my scissors, I started to work all the way around the cuffs, cutting away the trunks of the trousers from the elastic cuffs. And this was just super simple, super quick and easy. So there's a cuff fully detached from one of the trunks of the trousers, and I'm going to repeat the same on the other trouser leg. And once that's done, I took my measuring tape just to see if the trunks have been cut down equally or if there are any discrepancies between one trunk and the other. And what I discovered is, after running my measuring tape down the length of these, that actually I had created one trouser trunk roughly about 2 centimeters longer than the other one. So they were cut down a bit wonky, and we need to fix that before we can move on to the next step. So I simply lined up the trouser trunks one on top of the other, matching all the seams as best as possible, and then where that wonky lower end was, I simply sliced straight across both the trouser trunks in one go. Remember, my fabric scissors are really sharp, so they can cut through all the 4 layers together, and in this way I had both the trunks at the exact same length. I'm at my ironing board now, and I folded one of the hems under 1/2 inch using my seam guide as a reference, and then I ironed it down. And just to make sure that it stays down, that fold, I took some glue. Now this is runny fabric glue, but you can pretty much use any washable runny glue as well. And I put a tiny little dot of glue there, and then I folded it over and pressed down with a hot iron again, making sure that the steam function is switched off. And what that does is the iron dries the glue out, leaving the hem folded over in place exactly where you want it to do. And I repeated the same all the way around the hem, folding it under by 1/2 inch, gluing tiny little dots to the fabric and sealing them with a hot dry iron. Now that the first fold of the hem is done, it's time to repeat it one more time. So we have to roll the hem under one more time. And this bit is far more easier than the first fold because the first fold guides the second fold. So you don't have to do any measuring, simply fold it over one more time. And again, I used glue dots to keep the hem folded under in place, making sure that my iron steam function is switched off and that the hot iron is drying the glue as I press. I repeated the same on the other trouser trunk as well, and now you can see how neatly pressed the bottom hems look on both the trunks of the trousers. But you will also notice that we are still on the wrong side of the fabric, so the trunks are turned wrong side out. So we're going to flip the whole thing right side out because when I sew on my sewing machine, I want to see how the top stitch is turning out. So I'm going to turn the whole thing right side out. We are at the mini sewing machine now. The trousers are turned right side out, and I installed this little washi tape strip down the side of my presser foot, and I'm going to use that as a seam guide to help me make or sew a straight line all the way around the bottom hem of the trouser trunks. I begin and end my project using a reverse kangaroo hop stitch. And wherever I find too many layers of fabric, for example, wherever there are French seams or wherever I come across serged seams, I'm going to press down on the presser foot using a small pair of scissors to increase the pressure so that my needle can penetrate all the way down through the layers of the fabric. It's important to go nice and slow, not to speed through this. And if I just keep my eye on that washi tape and make sure that my fabric is lined up against it, what happens is that when I complete the full circle all the way around, I always end up matching up to where I started. So it makes a perfectly level seam all the way around the bottom hem. And there it is, the seams are all done, the hemming is all done. Now you can see how even and beautiful the stitches came through. All we need to do is snip off the extra thread hanging out at the beginning and end of our stitch lines, so both the front and the back. And one final thing which is super important, we do need to press the seams to give it the perfect finish we want. So I'm gonna, after snipping these threads, take this all to my ironing board and give it a good steam press this time and show you what it looks like. And there they are, the completed hemmed trousers. I love the way they feel now. There's no more tight cuffs clinging onto my ankles. There's no scratchy fabric bunched up against my skin. The length is exactly how I wanted them to be for summer trousers or for light day wear. And I love the finishing. I mean, I just love how crisp the hems turned out. I do hope you found this video helpful and that it inspired you to go and tackle some of your trousers or leggings which are sitting in your cupboard unused because they are too long or too uncomfortable. Just pull them out, snip off the bottom ends and hem them over, and you're gonna love wearing them because you've done it yourself. If you did find this video helpful, please do hit the like button and consider subscribing because I am putting out fresh content full of helpful tips, tricks, and tutorials surrounding the mini sewing machine and much more every Tuesday. For your next steps, please do check out the videos in the floating thumbnails. Share the love for crafting by forwarding this video to one more friend who has no idea how to sew. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you guys very soon. Take care. Bye.